Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very conscious you've all had a full lunch, so we've got to keep you fully awake. It's going to be short. You heard this morning Dr. Abba explaining a number of steps that you have to take. Key among them is focus, make sure you take things in bite sizes that you can actually deal with, benchmark yourself against it, and then continue to test and track your improvement against what is happening. Now, in November last year, they held a Governors Forum, IGR event. And at that IGR event, almost every state was there. A lot of activities took place, and one of the things that came out from that activity was the IGR Dashboard. Now, what's a dashboard? A dashboard is what you see whenever you're driving your car. It tells you how fast you're going, how much fuel you have, when your engine is hot or cold, and that is merely a dashboard. If you have had a bad drive experience like I have, he will tell you, "Oga, petrol just be finished," when it's almost finished. If you had a good driver, he will tell you, "Oga, we didn't have tank, and we're going 80 miles an hour, and we've got 60 kilometers to go, we won't need to buy. A dashboard merely tells you where you are, gives you information which you then have to work on in order to understand what next steps you need to take. So why do you need it? Well, a lot of work went into the IGR event. A lot of people put in a great amount of work to benchmark exactly where they thought the states were. There's a booklet out there on the IGR event that shows for every state they were color-coded, whether they were red, amber, or green, in terms of how they were doing against a number of different criteria. It's important that they then identified which ones they need to move on, which ones they need to change, and which ones require primary work starting from there. And so what? You have seen there, I've got the Department of Indifference. Because we're very fond of creating things. Nigeria has a multitude of plans, few implementation actions, few implementable things, and things that people can take away themselves and work with and benchmark and improve. And this dashboard is the and so. It's take it, benchmark yourself where you are, continue to do that when it's a continuous exercise. If I can have the next slide, please. And this is a screenshot of the master sheet. There's a lot more information behind it. But if I take you to the top left-hand corner, this is not legible, but you have the slide set. There's a whole number of indicators of how people... I've got a pointer, excellent. Is it the middle one? So the top one there has a whole number of indicators. One of them, for instance, is the state of the administrative capacity. Do you actually have an IGR law? If you have a law, is it on paper? Or is it actually funded? Is it actually working? Various other questions, levels of collection, levels of enumeration of taxpayer databases, and so on. Everybody says, I've got a lot of people that can pay tax, but you don't have a database. It's shocking that most of the states have less than 10% of the taxable adults within their database. So these track and tell us where we are and how you're doing. So the benchmarking was done, and in each geopolitical zone, this top level reports for the geopolitical zone. So you're comparing states with light states within each geopolitical zone. You're not comparing Zamfara with Lagos, which might be unfair to Lagos. No, I'm being polite. And so you have the peer mechanism already built within there. How are you doing as a geopolitical zone? And then within that, on subsequent pages, how are you doing as your own state? How do you compare to your neighbors? Because that's the learning. Why are they doing well here and I'm not doing well there? What else do we need to do? It's a continuous exercise. Hopefully we're going to get to the point where it's updated on a monthly basis. and it tells you where you are. All those columns are red because they're waiting for the first set of information to come back from the first quarter of this year. The dashboard on the other side, this side here, actually tracks the most important thing, Naira and Kobo. How is your IGR year on year? And it will track 2016 on a monthly basis. Many people say they can't tell what their IGR is for the month. That's your first failing if you're one of those who's guilty. Because if you don't know how much money is coming in, you can't even budget on how much money is going out. It tracks what comes in from FAC, it tracks what comes in from your IGR, and it tells you whether it's going up or down. There's only one that goes up. All the other ones have been going down. And it is going to ultimately say, are all of the things we're doing and all the things we're saying here actually translating into more money? It's tracked on a monthly basis, discussed. It's been adopted by both the NGM and the Joint Tax Board so that it's actually used in real life discussions and as we move along. In the bottom left-hand corner is a list of all the various actions that states say they're going to do. We all create action plans. Then we put them in the top drawer and they never come out again. Because of this dashboard, you'll be going back to look at what you have done, what actions you said you're going to take. Some states said they were going to make a law. Other ones said they were going to talk to the governor. Other ones said different things. On a monthly basis, in some cases on a quarterly basis, we'll be tracking to see, have you taken those actions? If you've taken those actions correctly, it will translate into improved scores at the top. So that visually you have, we've also got a numbering system because sometimes it takes a long while. If you remember, for your car to move from full to 3/4 to half, and then I don't know if your car is any different from mine, but all of a sudden it goes from half to nearly empty, very, very quickly. So again, you find out that there are numbers behind this. It's a statistical model behind it that can tell you how you're doing. Are you improving? Are you exceeding 120 kilos an hour? Are you below it? Are you at the correct speed? Are you in the correct place? So that tracks all your action points, and the action points are changed and completed. They are done there. But from the dashboard, you can tell what are the important things that I need to work on. What are the priorities? Again, if you remember with Dr. Joaba this morning, you have to prioritize. If you try to do everything, you end up doing nothing. So there are key steps that need to be taken. This is visual. It's done by the states, with the states, for the states. Therefore, it's a tool that will continue to improve, to develop. I look forward to one day when all of that is green, which means that nobody's waiting for federal allocation. Everybody has got enough money going. And there's finally a comments point, which will, on a monthly basis, reflect comments that are relevant at a particular point in time. That's what we have. Thank you very much.